Welcome. Welcome. My name is Diana Saunders, and I'm the project manager of the Rural Jobs and Skills Alliance. This alliance of the agriculture industry bodies has the mission to identify agriculture workforce needs and seek effective solutions. Our purpose is to ensure a sustainable agriculture workforce for Queensland. So, welcome to the launch of the Careers in Agriculture magazine. We will begin today's session with this brief acknowledgement of the country.
We would like to acknowledge
We would like to acknowledge
We would like to acknowledge
We would like to acknowledge the original inhabitants and their descendants.
on which beautiful country we are all gathered today.
May we pay our respects to this land.
Its waterways, the sky,
Oceans,
and mountains.
and to the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people who have worked upon and cared for this land
For thousands,
Thousands
thousands for thousands.
for thousands of years.
From the islands in the north
the deserts in the west,
and the rainforests in the east,
we recognize the diversity of land,
waters,
culture,
and language, and celebrate the different environments that have sustained life.
For all that have lived and continue to live in its beauty.
we pay our respects to our elders past and present.
And thank them for their connection to community.
And for the songs, dances, lessons, and stories that have been shared with us so that we can continue to share.
and pass them down to future generations.
We extend our respect to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people here today.
And to the broader Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander communities.
And express our gratitude
For their contributions.
through our ongoing vibrance and resilience.
We also like to acknowledge the contribution of the First Nation people to our resource and to our industry in celebration of the Indigenous Business Month. So we're here today to launch the Careers in Agriculture magazine. So why did we do this? The resource originated from consultation with industry and ag teachers. A common statement in the industry consultation and engagement workshops that inform our recently launched Queensland Agriculture Industry Workforce Plan indicated that a key issue for schools, parents, and students was where to find information about opportunities, career pathways in agriculture, and programs available. We also heard that industry is looking for ways to improve and correct the perception of what a career in agriculture really is and promote the multiple careers that agriculture offers. Conversations with teachers also mentioned that they would love to have a single hub of information about these opportunities in agriculture. To contribute to address the issues heard, the RJSA, the Rural Jobs and Skills Alliance, identified that the production of this resource will be valuable in attracting a diverse and capable workforce and retaining those individuals by showing the career paths available. We acknowledge the critical role of schools in engaging the prospective agricultural workforce entrants and hope that this resource can provide the information needed to help students, teachers, and educators to be aware of the career choices available in agriculture. The completion of the Careers in Agriculture magazine was supported by the Queensland Government, and it was led by a working group, a group of experts in school engagement from various organizations, and a special mention to Caroline Alkin, who put it all together. Today, we will hear from an inspiring series of presenters telling us about this exciting new resource, including the Honourable Mark Furner MP, Minister for Agriculture, Industry, Development and Fisheries, and Minister for Rural Communities, Joe Shepherd, CEO of the Queensland Farmers Federation, Ian Atkinson, the Chair of the Rural Jobs and Skills Alliance, Louise Nicholas, Regional Coordinator for the Queensland Agriculture Teachers Association, Karen Alkin, Director of the Alkin of Career Motivate and author of this wonderful resource, and Rod Morris, Industry Skills Advisor, Queensland Farmers Federation. So now I would like to introduce the Honourable Mark Furner MP, Minister for Agriculture, Industry Development and Fisheries, and Minister for Rural Communities. Mark Furner is passionate advocate for Queensland primary producers. He has been a cabinet minister in the Queensland Palaszczuk government since 2017. Mark served in the Australian Senate from 2008 to 2014, serving on several parliamentary committees. In early 2017, he was appointed Minister for Local Government and Minister for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander Partnerships. And after the November 2017 election, he was appointed Minister for Agriculture, Industry Development and Fisheries. Following the 2020 election, he was given the additional portfolio of Minister for Rural Communities. He has traveled to all parts of the state, listening to stories of primary producers on the land, often around the kitchen table with a cup in the hand. These discussions have formed the basis of various decisions that have been and will be made during this term of government. Welcome, Minister.
I'm pleased today to officially launch the Careers in Agriculture magazine, an initiative of the Queensland Farmers Federation and the Queensland Government in conjunction with the Rural Jobs and Skills Alliance. This magazine is designed to be a resource that raises awareness of the many available and exciting agriculture and aquaculture careers, education, training and good job opportunities for young people. The cooperation between QFF, DAF and industry groups in the development of this publication has resulted in a quality product. The Careers in Agriculture magazine is a resource that aims to assist in addressing the workforce issues experienced in the industry by helping to attract a diverse and capable workforce and promoting the careers paths available in the industry. This resource provides school teachers, students, teachers and parents with real-life career stories from young people working at the forefront of the sector, as well as go-to information and career advice. DAF has several initiatives to attract, train and retain young Queenslanders to the agribusinesses and food sector as labour and skill shortages continue to challenge supply chains, and this publication will be a value add to this work. Under the banner of Next Gen Agriculture, these initiatives aim to encourage people aged 25 years and younger to undertake either agriculture training or enter the agribusinesses supply chain workforce. The initiatives aim to offer an immersive hands-on experience and are targeted at university and high school students, disadvantaged groups and unemployed and underemployed youth. The Agribusinesses Gateway to Industry Schools project, funded by the Department of Employment, Small Business, Training and delivered by DAF, is a flagship next-gen agriculture initiative. 78 schools have nominated to join the project this year, which is the largest number of schools to participate since the initiative began. These schools participate in students' work placement opportunities, professional development for agricultural teachers, and a variety of pilot projects designed to educate students about modern agriculture and ignite their interests in working in or studying agriculture after graduating from school. I encourage schools, parents, and students to use this resource and explore the many rewarding opportunities available in the agriculture industry.
Thank you, Minister Furner. We thank you for the support in the production of this resource. And now I would like to introduce Joe Shepherd. Joe Shepherd is the CEO of the Queensland Farmers Federation. Originally from a sheep and cattle property near Cunnamulla in far southwest Queensland, Joe has worked across a number of industries from agriculture, small business and local government to education, communications, and the non-for-profit sector, developing skills both in the public and the private sectors. Joe has a sound understanding of regional and remote Queensland and extensive experience in economic development and advocacy. Welcome, Joe.
Thank you so much, Deanna. I too would like to acknowledge the traditional owners on the land on which we all gather this afternoon and pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. And wonderful that you did note, Deanna, that it is National Indigenous Month this month. And what a great opportunity that is for us all to celebrate the achievements of First Nations people and their achievements specifically in business. So what a great opportunity to do that. So I just wanted to have a few words around why this resource is so important. As we know, the total value of Queensland's primary industries is over $23.5 billion, with $18.4 billion in gross value of production. This is obviously a really important contributor to the Queensland economy, but I think we all know that agriculture really contributes to the very social fabric of rural and regional and remote Queensland. So it's a really important sector. We are estimating that future growth and market opportunities for Queensland ag are significant. There's lots of horizon. There's lots of opportunity on the horizon. But to capitalise on these opportunities, we are really dependent on being able to attract and retain a highly skilled and trained workforce. The sector currently employs more than 70,000 directly and more than 365,000 across the value chain. But it is experiencing difficulties in attracting staff. Employment in the sector is projected to increase by 11.3% in 24-25. So to address some of these issues, we've recently launched a strategic 5-year strategy, the Queensland Agriculture Industry Workforce Plan 2022 to 2027. This plan, which some of you may be familiar with, identifies the need to approach, attract and retain skilled individuals across the sector to ensure our future survival, but also our ability to capitalise on some of the projected growth. The plan acknowledges that schools are critical for engaging future agricultural workforce entrants and providing them with information and pathways into the industry. Agriculture is growing and it's a vibrant industry with a diverse range of careers where you can make your mark on the world. We all know that, but not every school even knows that. And this is where this resource is going to really be useful. The resource is aimed to parents, students, teachers, career advisors to really show them what agriculture has to offer, where they can start their journey and provide them with links to available program and information. The Careers in Agriculture magazine explores real stories, provides advice and pathways for a career in agriculture. As previously mentioned, this resource was produced by the Queensland Farmers Federation with the Queensland Government in conjunction with the Rural Jobs and Skills Alliance. We would like to congratulate the fabulous Carolyn from Career Motivate as the key author in getting this resource together. Really well done. Like all of the work we do, we work in collaboration. So a big thank you to the committed and very experienced working group who have provided their time and their expertise to develop this resource. And I just quickly want to acknowledge the valuable people on our working committee, including Carolyn, who has been the main author from Career Motivate, Olivia in graphic design, Elisa Rydell from DAF, Shakira from Cane Growers, one of our QFF members, Jenny Hughes from Cotton Australia, another QFF member, Luciano and Ingrid from PIFA, Louise Nicholas from Home Hill High School, Tanya and Kelly from AgForce, Colette Williams from the Bowen Gumlu Growers Association, and of course, Jonathan Mendez, Rod Morris, and the wonderful Deanna Saunders from our QFF team. We have with us today online many representatives from school and other stakeholders that can assist with the use of this resource. So welcome to all of you who have joined us. There's a significant number online, so I think that reflects the interest in this resource, which is really good. I would like to encourage you to promote the use of this resource, and we want to work with you all to get young people excited about opportunity in ag, because really at the end of the day, what is more important than feeding and clothing the world? So thank you all very much for being with us at this very exciting launch today.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Jo. Thank you for your leadership and the support to make this resource happen. QFF is committed to support school to industry engagement and to promote available career paths. So I'm now going to introduce Ian Atkinson, the chair of the Rural Jobs and Skills Alliance. Ian has more than 35 years experience in Australian agriculture, specializing in horticulture production, irrigation, and environmental management. After a successful career in horticultural extension, he worked for 10 years at cooperative research centers, such as the CRC for Irrigation Futures. He has spent 5 years managing large environmental charities. For the last 5 years, he has been the CEO of the Nursery and Garden Industry Queensland, which represents $1 billion industry and growing every day. NGIQ is one of the 10 core members of the Rural Jobs and Skills Alliance. Welcome, Ian.
Good afternoon. My name is Ian Atkinson, and I'm the chairman of the Rural Jobs and Skills Alliance. RJSA is a unique Queensland-based organisation whose mission is to identify agricultural workforce needs and to seek effective solutions on behalf of the main agricultural and rural industries in Queensland. Our purpose is to ensure a sustainable agricultural workforce for Queensland into the future. RJSA is very pleased to be involved with this magazine. We think it's overdue for a number of reasons. One of which is jobs in agriculture are much broader and much deeper than many people are aware. In terms of the breadth, that's in terms of the industries that are involved in agriculture. And they range from working on beef cattle properties out west to horticulture, particularly production horticulture and nurseries, but also businesses like the growing prawn industry sector. And then in terms of the depth of the jobs, there's been a large focus in recent years on people having to go and work on farms to do jobs like harvest labour and picking fruit and those sorts of things. But there are many, many jobs in agriculture that range from jobs where people have to have a degree and have to be able to perform technical tasks through to basic labouring jobs. So it's a tremendous range of jobs available. The third factor is that agricultural jobs are everywhere in Queensland. For instance, the organisation that I work with most of the time, Nursery and Garden Industry Queensland, one of my members is in Burpengary in Brisbane and employs over 175 people. So there are jobs in agriculture everywhere in the state, whether that's in the western or northern regions or in the southeast corner. So we're very pleased to support the production and distribution of this magazine. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ian. Thank you to all the Rural Jobs and Skills Alliance members also for their support in the production of this resource. And now let's hear from a key member of the working group that has made this resource happen. Louise Nicholas, Regional Coordinator for the Queensland Agriculture Teachers Association and Agriculture Coordinator, Home Hill State High School. Louise is a senior experienced secondary agriculture science teacher who has grown up on the land, worked on properties, experienced a variety of field work, and most importantly, taught and encouraged the next generation to immerse themselves in agriculture. In her current role as agriculture coordinator at Home Hill State High School, and also as the North Queensland coordinator for the Queensland Agriculture Teachers Association, she has worked closely with educators, students, and liaised with industry to identify curriculum, connections, and experiences. Welcome, Louise.
Hi, my name is Louise Nicholas. I'm one of the Northern Queensland coordinators for Queensland Agricultural Teachers Association. I currently teach agriculture at Home Hill State High School in North Queensland. Home Hill State High School is located in the Burdekin. The Burdekin is one of Australia's richest agricultural regions and boasts strong horticulture, aquaculture, and manufacturing industries. Students get excited about travelling out of the school gates to explore new farms, industry, technology, and to meet the people working in these areas. My passion for agriculture has stemmed from growing up on a cattle property in southeast Queensland, studying agriculture at school, and then moving to the University of Queensland to study a Bachelor of Agricultural Science in secondary education. I specialised in animal science and always thought I would end up in biosecurity or meat science. When I started teaching, I really didn't think I would have stayed in the profession for as long as I have. I've now been teaching for over 10 years, and the fact that I can share my passion, knowledge and experience with students every day is rewarding. To work with like-minded educators and industry leaders to do the same and to share their story, I think is even more important. Students start off with learning about where their food and fibre comes from, but it soon morphs into something more. It is about where a career in agriculture can take them and then what's next. This Queensland Farmers Federation Careers in Agriculture magazine will provide an insight into the variety of training, innovation, pathways and careers available to our students. The magazine will provide a well-researched knowledge base around the numerous opportunities within agriculture. It will be utilised by schools, teachers, students and their parents to assist in creating awareness or to make informed choices when it comes to interests or even subject selections. The Queensland Agricultural Teachers Association certainly sees the value in the people stories, which are embedded throughout. These will engage our students and foster their ideas. This may be only the start of some opportunities for some students, but furthermore, some careers and pathways for some. What a great resource for our teachers, not only as a conversation starter, but some great links and also resources that are mapped to the Australian curriculum and syllabuses. What a perfect way to showcase modern agriculture across industries with roles from the school leaver to the PhD level identified. The Queensland Ag Teachers Association is very proud to be a part of the development of such a resource and are looking forward to the launch today. Congratulations to everyone involved. Happy reading. Thank you.
Thank you, Louise, for all your assistance and all the members of the working group that made this resource happen. And now it is my pleasure to introduce you to the main author of the resource to guide us through the final product. Caroline Alchin, Career Motivate. Caroline Alchin is an experienced career development practitioner, teacher, recruiter, and researcher. She has a strong interest in regional and rural communities and loves working with agriculture. She had worked across schools, higher education, and international business for more than 20 years. Caroline is passionate about developing quality, engaging career resources to help young people and their influences make informed decisions that can help them see and reach their potential. Welcome, Caroline. And I encourage everybody to post any questions in the chat.
Caroline Alchin, and I'll be talking to you about the Careers in Agriculture magazine today. First up, I'd like to do my acknowledgement of country and begin by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we are gathered today. I'd like to pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging, and I would also like to extend that respect to all First Nations people here today. So today I'm going to be talking to you about this awesome magazine that I have had the opportunity to put together for the Queensland Farming Federation through the Rural Jobs and Skills Alliance. And what you'll see here is a little bit about me. So that you all know, I am a career development practitioner. I'm a teacher and a researcher, as well as being a business owner, and I love agriculture, but I am a city girl. So for me, this was a real wonderful juxtaposition to be able to help and support young people to be able to see all of the opportunities that exist for them in agriculture, from A to Z, and from pasture to plate, and from office to farm, etc., etc. So what you'll be able to see as we go through is some examples of different bits and bobs that have come out of the magazine as we've developed it. And I'm going to explain a little bit about the purpose and why we've done each of those pieces. So you can see this gorgeous image here. This has been designed by a lady called Olivia Balderston. And what you'll be able to see is that you can actually find the careers on here that are listed here. And there are more than 250 links in this magazine that actually take you through to Career Harvest to be able to see the different careers as they stand. So the purpose and value of the magazine will really help to build awareness of the different opportunities that exist for young people. Most young people can name about 50 jobs altogether, and that means how can you aspire to something if you don't know that it exists? So a resource like this is a wonderful tool to really get ag on the map when it comes to understanding the many, many different jobs that exist. And it's also really valuable to help people to understand the accessibility of pathways. There is an interesting rhetoric around from parents and teachers that university is the only way to success. And of course, we all know that there's a lot of different ways to success and it's rarely a straight line. So this magazine actually looks at the vocational pathways as well as the experiential pathways, as well as the university pathways that actually can lead to a young person's success in a range of different careers. Now, the average person has, 19 jobs and 7 careers across their lifespan for the average millennial at this point in time. So being able to show the pathways between the pathway and the education and the job will also support the young person to see that there's not only one way, it's not a yes or no, or this is the correct choice and this is the incorrect choice. It's to give them some options and some opportunities to explore different areas. The better that young people explore their career opportunities, the more likely they will have stronger, firmer goals moving forward that they're more likely to hit. So when we look at increasing conversations around agriculture, this magazine shows ag in all its different forms, and it actually shows a range of different aspects of agriculture. So it gives some tips and tricks, but it also gives some education, activities and things like that. So when we look at a young person's career decision making, this is one of the pages in the magazine. So you can actually see there's some QR codes to really help a young person to explore their career, explore themselves, explore the world of work online, and really start to make those connections. It's really important that a young person understands who they are, what they're good at, what their values are, and understands their environment and the opportunities that they have had. So for example, if everyone that they know is a truck driver, chances are they assume they will be a truck driver. So as you go through, career decision making and this magazine come together to help a young person make clear, informed choices. And this gives us a real span of options in agriculture that really help build an awareness that for many young people is not there at the moment, and for many parents and teachers may not be there at the moment. So as we go through, self-efficacy, we all know, and for all of those teachers out there, all we want is our young people to feel that they can do it and to have the confidence to do it and to take that risk and take that challenge and take that opportunity. So in order to do that, 4 things, and this is good old Albert Bandura stuff, they need 4 things to be able to do that. They need to feel a sense of mastery. Now, if you from a mastery point of view, if you're good at something or whatever, it's fantastic because you've done it, you can do it again. So work experience lives in that zone. And there's lots of examples of work experience in the magazine. Modeling is the second piece there. Now, when we look at modeling, you can see these 4 lovely humans that you can see on screen. These are models, okay? And when we say models, not like catwalk models, real people doing real jobs in Queensland and demonstrating their success, okay? Positive persuasion. This magazine gives pathways, gives places where you can actually get support and find a pathway that works for you and provide a support network of success through programs like Career Start, et cetera, et cetera. So as you're going through, you can see that the magazine is really focused on agriculture, but it also is supporting that lovely premise of building self-efficacy in a young person by providing opportunities for finding a sense of mastery through experience, for finding some models that you can align yourself with and therefore be more likely to succeed. Through positive persuasion by talking about all of the awesomeness in ag, and finally that emotional state. So if you're feeling stressed or upset or anything else like that, sometimes you think, oh no, I'm not going to do anything. And you'll see a couple of the stories in this magazine that talk about people that have been through tough times and been through stress and changed careers and changed training and done all of those things, and they've still been successful. So again, that role model success. So what's in the magazine? Well, first up, you've got a whole heap of the different jobs that exist in ag and the positives around it and different pathways. Secondly, you've got people's stories. And again, we return to the role modeling. And we've got a lot of different people's stories, and most of them are moderately young. And when you're looking at these stories, they give top tips on how to be successful in their industry, how to access opportunities, how to meet people. And these are people on the ground working in JOBs and giving of their time and giving of their awesome photos that they've all taken themselves. You know, Caitlin took one of the photos by duct taping her phone to a pole. So simple fact, when you look at this, this is real stories from real people in agriculture of all sorts. And it's also going to show some career pathways. So an awful lot of the time, what we tend to do is we tend to say, here's some training and here's some jobs, but we don't actually give them a GPS to show them the way from the training to the job, or what jobs come from the training, etc., etc. So this magazine can really help with that because it shows some pathways. Now, here's an example of the jobs, okay? In the magazine, in the clickable PDF that's accessible through the careers tab on the Career Harvest website, what you'll recognize is something like this that shows job options from a year 10 level all the way through to a bachelor level, and each of these job options is clickable. And there's also a little description at the bottom, particularly for those parents and carers, around what each of these levels is and how that it works. And you can see the gorgeous imagery up here with apiary and bees, etc., etc. So it's pretty cool. Now, here's 5 of the people that are stories that we can connect to. We've got Kate Pinney on the left, who is a fantastic agribusiness specialist for Suncorp. So she's in the office half the time and she's out, you know, traveling about the other half of the time, working in a pretty high level, $15 million plus in lending role as a lovely young person. And when we look at up the top left, you can see a lady on a dirt bike with goats. That's Emily, the goat farmer, okay? She's also studying agriculture down in Victoria as we speak to go with all of her experience in ag. She finished high school and wanted to get out there and get into it before deciding what she actually wanted to study, okay? You've got Harrison. Now, Harrison's a 4th-year apprentice, okay? He's traveling around Australia fixing people's big, expensive tech, working really hard, using all of his very big brain to fix lots of complex problems. And then if you look on the bottom right, you've got Luke Jergens, who is currently filling up his drone there with beneficial insects that are going to actually help the environment. And finally, you've got Caitlin, bottom left, who's actually sorting out fish zones with the Barramundi farm and actually dealing with the tanks when the fish are very, very little. So simple fact, and Caitlin's got a science degree. So when you look at all 4 of these, it's showing different pathways and a little bit of their story and how they got there. And as you can imagine, whether you are teaching geography, whether you're teaching science, whether you're teaching biology or chemistry, or for that matter, whether you're teaching, you know, agricultural sciences, these are stories that you can help young people connect themselves to, role modeling, etc. Now, when we look at pathways connected to destinations, you can see this flow chart. A lot of times people think, if I don't do this, I can't be successful in life. And if you don't aspire, you don't stretch yourself. You stay in comfort zone. Comfort zones have couches, but they don't go very far. So when you're looking at a flow chart like this, you can work with a young person or work with a parent and show them that there's a range of different options in this space that can really help their young person get their career moving. Now, how can you use this resource? So many of the people that are on this webinar are likely to be teachers. And what you'll find is that there's a lovely double pager in the resource that actually goes through and gives you some beautiful QR codes to different websites that have a range of resources that you can utilize in your curriculum and in your teaching to best support and assist young people in understanding agriculture, but also connecting to each of the different curriculum areas. So we wanted to make it a little bit easier for teachers to actually connect to ag, because you've got lots of resources, but the reality is this is your JOB, this is what you've got to get done. Links like this can really help you connect A to B and make your life a little bit easier, particularly in this time when a lot of schools are very short of staff. So utilizing these resources can actually maximize your bang for buck. by helping young people to have goals and aspirations career-wise, they're more likely to engage in class content, okay? So from here, there's a printable postcard that you can see here, and this will get distributed in different spaces for you. You can see the QR code that's on this printable postcard, and this QR code will actually take you through and give you access to the Career Harvest website where the magazine is kept. And simple fact, I hope you really, really enjoy the resource and are able to use it with your young people, connect it to parents, support other teachers in being able to see the cool, diverse jobs all the way across the spectrum, inside and out, and enjoy having a fantastic and wonderful time with a magazine that should be pretty relevant, should be pretty solid for careers, and hopefully will help young people see some more options and opportunities moving forward. Hi everyone. Well, you have been lucky enough to be seeing me in a pre-record, because obviously the joys of had I won lotto or something wonderful happened, it wouldn't have been in this situation. So what I wanted to do is offer up my time to answer any questions that you might have, or any challenges or thoughts that you have on the magazine, and to also show you another one of my favorite pages, particularly considering that it's First Nations Business Month. So for that, I'm going to share my screen now, and we should be able to go for gold. So 1 second, I'm just sharing it out now, and hopefully you can all see page 16 and 17. So when you actually look at page 16 and 17, what you'll notice is Josh's story, Gemma's story, and Conrad's story. So when we look at this kind of a double page, it shows us the diversity of careers that can exist for people in ag, but also the diversity of careers that can exist for First Nations people in ag, and the diversity of stories and backgrounds and different educations that they've had as well. So as you go through this magazine, and hopefully all of you will be getting to have a look at the links and check everything out, make sure you do click through, because as you go through, each of these lovely links, whether it says fencer or truck driver or farmer, is all clickable. So it's a fun resource, well, I think it is anyway. Now, one of the questions that was asked is all about where is the best place for a teacher to look when they actually open the magazine. Well, first up, share the stories, okay? So if you can share these stories, these beautiful real stories, it's creating a role model for all of our young people to see. Secondly, I would also recommend that you actually check out all of the fantastic resources available for teachers to be able to utilize, and it's on this page just here that I'm showing you, across all the different areas of agriculture. So if you can click through on any of these links, what you're going to find is a range of resources, many of which are mapped specifically to the curriculum. And that's P12 curriculum as well. So whether you be primary or secondary, there's some really juicy resources that can align with geography or science or English or any of those areas, and of course agricultural studies. But simple fact, when you actually click through and have a look, there's content here that can make teachers' jobs easier, which is of course a real necessity in today's busy world. So if you've got any other questions, I'd love to answer. And if you have any questions later on, I'm on LinkedIn. You can contact me via my email, any of the above. I'm happy to be a part of it. It's been an absolute pleasure to develop this resource in collaboration with Queensland Farming Federation, Rural Job Skills Alliance, and the whole work team. Everyone shared their resources, all of these fantastic individuals that shared their stories, took photos, shared a piece of themselves. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I've enjoyed every minute of it. So yes, from my point of view, it's a really valuable resource that I hope you all get the opportunity to use. Now, let's find out. I think Diana's back.
Yes. I am. Thank you, Caroline, for all the hard work you have done to get this resource completed. It looks amazing, and it has been a pleasure working with you. So thank you also to all the people that share these stories. These stories will encourage the new people that we want to attract into agriculture and to find and inspire them to find a rewarding career in agriculture. So now I'm going to introduce my colleague and also a member of the working group to tell us about a challenge to motivate you to use this resource. Rod Morris is the Industry Skills Advisor for Queensland Farmers Federation. He has a lifetime of farming experience with over 15 years in vocational education and training. Rod brings a deep understanding of farming to his role as an industry skill advisor. The primary aim of his role is to raise industry awareness and participation in vocational education and training. He provides advice to the government on industry skills needs, and he supports industry to develop business cases and to influence the Queensland Government Annual Vocational Education and Training Investment Plan to fill the needs of the industry. He supports workforce development activities and supports also the use of skill sets endorsement at the national level. Welcome, Rod.
I'm Rod Morris, the Industry Skills Advisor for Primary Industries, located here at Queensland Farmers Federation. I would like to present you with this challenge. To all the teachers here online today, we really appreciate you taking the time to join us. Your mission, however, is though to share this resource with your students. As you approach the end of term, take the opportunity to use it as a learning tool. To encourage your students, we have on offer a prize draw of 3 $150 prizes. So how can your students enter the draw to win one of these prizes? Well, firstly, they need to start reading the magazine. Then, 1, take a photo of their class reading and completing some of their magazine activities. 2, scan or photograph a copy of those completed activities and complete your school's permission form to use the images. Now, I want you to bundle all these together and you can upload them at the link you can see on the page below. The applications are now open and will close on the 9th of December, and winners will be notified directly on the 16th of December. Good luck. And now I'll hand you back to Deanna.
Thank you, Rod. So I encourage all the participants to promote this challenge and this resource. Now, I know that from the comments in the chat, there was mentioned that at the National Association of Agriculture Education, they have a conference that will be held in January in Toowoomba. So Rod will be present at that conference in January, and he will be promoting the use of the resource. So if you want a copy of the resource, let us know. So the resource is now ready for all you to use and promote. So use it. And I also encourage you to give us feedback. It is the only way to improve and to assist in the future. This is a living document that can be adapted as needed. The resource is amazing and we're proud of the resource, but we now need to implement it, and we count with your help to make this happen. To those school representatives here today, that is your challenge. Please use this and give us feedback. The resource will be hosted in the Careers Harvest website. That is the link there. We thank Career Harvest for the support and contribution, and they were also part of the working groups. Thank you for your contribution. And in the website, you can find a copy to the resource, information about the challenge, and also a link to provide as part of the feedback. So the links to the magazine and details about the challenge will also be sent out to all of the participants by email. So hopefully this is it. Thank you all for your participation. Thank you for participating today with us here. If you have any questions, please keep on putting comments in the chat here. We will aim to assist and answer any questions you have. And please provide us with any feedback you want. Now, also the challenge. Don't forget the challenge. I welcome you to really encourage your students to do the challenge. So thank you all for your participation. Thank you all for those involved, and hope you all have a nice afternoon. Thank you.